Hey guys, we're the Trade Block Podcast, and today we're going to be talking about some of the NBA games that just happened. We're going to talk about the Thursday night football match, and then we're going to get into the week one predictions that we actually got from our Instagram. So thanks, guys. Also, make sure to check out our YouTube channel that we just started, and get ready for some spicy takes. All right, let's get into the NBA.
All right, so taking it to the NBA first, we had a pretty eventful week as the Heat kind of dominated over the one seed. I think that's a fair word to use for that. It wasn't really – I mean, all the games were close, but in general, the Heat, being a really good clutch time team, ended up pulling away from that. And we're also seeing some really good games with Denver and LA, which I didn't think was going to be a close series, but it's actually being a very entertaining series. And LA and Houston, which hasn't been a very close series. But I think that the LA teams are going to meet up in the Western Conference Finals, and the Eastern Conference Finals match is set because the Celtics just beat the Raptors in Game 7. So what do you guys think about that?
So, Western Conference, props to the Nuggets. They actually have kept the series close. But Clippers are going to win the series.
The Denver Nuggets, when they're 3-1, are a scary sight.
It's true.
It's true. We
Like,
saw
something turns on, it's over.
Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray turns on, When Jamal Murray turns on.
Okay, move on.
Yeah.
And Lakers-Houston series hasn't been particularly close. Lakers are going to win that. We all know it's going to be LA versus LA. Now let's go to the East. The Celtics. Man, as a Celtics fan, I was just so nervous, okay? Like, we should have won that series. We should have swept them, okay? Then OG hit his little 3 with 0.5 seconds. And then
I'm sorry, that was just one game. Like, OG Stott just won one game, not three.
Game six. Literally, in the last 2-minute report that came out the next day, Kemba got fouled with 2 seconds left. Would have had 2 free throws.
Tell me why Jason Tatum passed the ball to Nick Nurse in the court.
All right, because Nick Nurse is on
Your
the court.
star player
Nick Nurse was
thinks
on the
that a
court.
middle-aged 5'7" man wearing glasses is Marcus Smart.
Oh, hey, they look
That's
pretty
fair.
similar. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I know.
No,
Can we
you
get them
did it
side by
too.
side?
There's a lot of
comparison?
similarities. I mean, doesn't matter. It's over. Boston has won it. Now on to the Heat. That is going to be a very interesting series. I'm going to say, of course I'm going to pick the Celtics because I'm a Celtics fan. But I'm just going to say, I'm scared. I'm very scared. The Heat are a very good team. They're a very deep team. Deepest team that is left, I think. Even deeper than the Clippers, I'd say. Because, like, Iguodala, I think the biggest acquisition for them this season was getting Iggy at the trade deadline and getting Jay Crowder. Jay Crowder has been huge.
Jay
Crowder is a beast.
I do think, though, overall star power favors the Celtics and their defense. People sleep on the Celtics defense. They've literally been one of the best defensive teams in the bubble. I think
you're right.
they'll be able.
You're so right. I'm asleep right now. I'm just okay.
Okay, I'll say this. Celtics gonna win the series, but Andres, go ahead, take it away.
Okay. I just gotta say one thing, and it's size. I just gotta talk about size. Whenever we hear size is important, okay? You cannot beat the Heat starting Tice and Cantor as your big men. Because Cantor can't defend. Like, that's that. You sent Al Horford to
Robert
Philly.
Williams, though. Robert Williams, though. The
Yeah,
time
pump the
lord.
brakes
I'm
on
gonna need you to
Robert.
log off.
Pump the brakes a little bit. I'm Robert
I'm gonna need
Williams.
you to log off for me. So your only defensive capabilities, like stopping big men, really, are Daniel Tice. Like he in 3, honestly. Like after the third game, Boston just won't show up. Like it's over. Like Bam Adebayo is gonna exploit whoever is standing in the paint. Even Jimmy Butler, who's like a pretty tall dude, it's over. Like I'll say Boston's star power, like literally just that, keeps them in it. Because, Marcus Smart gets hot and it gets interesting. But I don't see Boston taking it further than 6 games. I think Miami is 6.
6.
I mean, I think I have to take Jake's side on this. I think the Celtics are going to win because of the roster depth. I think that we also have this really awesome image of Miami beating the 1 seed because, yeah, they did. They crushed it. But we also talked about it before, how they're kind of like a completely like counter team to the Bucks. You know, you stop Giannis, and then you have all these 3-point shooters. When you go against a team like Boston, where they don't have just like one threat, they have all these threats, and you sort of have some defensive troubles, and they're kind of defending you too. Jake's right. I'm not sleeping on this defense. Celtics defense is pretty good. So, you know, I think the Celtics take it in 6 or 7.
I'm sorry, do we just get a
NBA
good
fan.
analysis from Riley?
Riley's
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm
we go.
studying up.
I like
I'm
this.
studying
Wow,
up, and I'm
okay.
crushing it.
Impressive. I kind of want to build off of what Riley said about the Heat being a counter team to the Bucks, because something that the Bucks don't do well, and they hadn't done it well all season, was defending the 3-point shot. And the Heat live and die by the 3-point shot. That is what they do. They have so many shooters. Anyone on the floor besides Bam Adebayo at any given time can clutch up and make a 3. That's just what they do. That's how they run their offense, spread the floor. But the Celtics are a very good 3-point defending team. And I'm very worried as a Heat fan that they're going to take that away. And I'm also very worried that they're going to play better defense and not foul as much as the Bucks. Because I think the two things in that series that kind of got it away was free throws and 3-pointers. So if the Celtics, I agree with your take on the big men, because I think Bam Adebayo is going to have a great series defensively and offensively, as we saw before. But I am worried that guys like Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson aren't going to be able to make as many shots as they were because of the Celtics defense. So
Yeah.
I would say Celtics in 7. I think it can go 7. But I personally would be surprised if the Heat ended up winning the series and making it to the finals.
Can I just close out here? I've listened to all 3 of you. You guys have made some very good points. Like, I'm starting to take into consideration, like, them defending the 3, them not fouling. It's very good points. So, Heat in 4. Fine. Like, fine, you changed me, whatever.
All right, well, now let's get into a game that was not close at all. This Thursday, the Chiefs opened up the NFL season by playing the Texans and kind of wiping the floor with them.
Playing's a strong word.
Playing. I don't know if they really played.
Playing, you know, it kind of means like there was competition. Right, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty clear that the Chiefs have way too many threats for a lot of teams to handle. You have Tyreek Hill, you have Travis Kelce, you had Sammy Watkins, who's getting targeted a lot, and now here's the time where we kind of, apologize maybe a little bit for our words on Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who got 25 touches this game, and he kind of went crazy. So, yeah, I don't know. This was just tough to watch if you're a Texans fan because they just got destroyed.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know what everyone was expecting. I don't really know if anyone really picked the Texans to win this game, just because the Chiefs, I don't know how they did it, but they kept a lot of continuity on both sides of the ball. And when you have a team that's that dominant, it's gonna be hard to beat them. But anyway, I want to talk about the main man last night running the offense. CEH, man, oh man, did we see a game from him. I didn't think that he was going to get that much volume. I mean, his first NFL snaps were in that game, and the Chiefs had total confidence in him. They threw him right into the action, and behind that offensive line, it's hard to not do what he did. I mean, they were giving him holes. He had tons of running room, and he was also just playing really tough. I mean, I saw a few plays where he was not going down. He was grinding for those extra yards. I'm really excited to see what he's going to do this season. Definitely reminds me of Kareem Hunt, as I said on the podcast a few weeks ago. And the stats, honestly, from this game were similar in terms of yards. They were probably within like 20 or something. I'm not exactly sure, but around 150. And I'm really excited to see what the Chiefs are going to do this year.
I think him and Saquon Barkley are the only rookie running backs in their debut game got like over 100 yards and a touchdown, which is, pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think I definitely need to apologize. I said don't take Clyde Edwards-Helaire round 1. I was incorrect. Okay, I mean, I didn't see the signs, you know. I mean, Clyde Edwards-Helaire is a great back. It's the Chiefs' offense. I mean, they played against the Texans' defense, you know. That's kind of he's going to be similar to Kareem Hunt. I definitely don't think he'll be as good as Kareem Hunt week 1. I mean, season in the rookie season. But it's the Chiefs' offense. And really, it's the Chiefs' offense. I mean, you've got to take into account it's the Chiefs' offense, and their lead running back is going to be good. It doesn't matter who it is. I can play running back for them, and I'll get 100 yards and 2 touchdowns every week.
Because of what?
Yeah.
Guys, draft Jake on your
Chiefs
fantasy.
offense.
It's the Chiefs' offense because of the Chiefs' offense. Yeah. Yeah. Draft me. I'll be pretty good. Don't worry.
Okay, so I'm not apologizing because I have nothing to apologize for. I picked it perfectly. Okay, like Riley said he was gonna be a bust, like straight up a bust, which is just obviously that's not true. Like we all knew it wasn't true. Jake said don't take him round 1. I didn't say that. Like only Jake said that. I said don't take him number 1 overall. I said don't take him over CMC, Saquon, or Zeke, right? Which I still think are probably all gonna get either more points than him week 1 or more points than him like during the whole season. So it'll be an accurate prediction. I said take him 5 to 8. He had 19 points against like the Texans defense, which was pretty overwhelmed. So I'll say like 5 to 8 is accurate, right? Like Michael Thomas might get more points than him, you know? Derrick Henry might. So like 5 to 8 is fine. I was just saying, you know, he's being overrated. Don't take him number 1 overall. Like don't be dumb. Take CMC or Jake, you know? Either one. Like it's a trade-off.
It's a tough call.
But,
it is.
So I have nothing to apologize for. I thought he was going to be this year's Josh Jacobs. Kind of looks like that. He might be living up to that name, right? He's kind of like a breakout star. I'm just worried about how scary this makes the Chiefs look now, because they were kind of lacking on defense and you know the running backs a little bit, and you know now they got Clyde Edwards-Helaire and they had a pick from a rookie against the Texans. So
And he played
I'm
great.
kind of
A rookie quarterback.
yeah, he also
played
broke up.
fantastic.
Yeah, he also broke up.
He had a
the
really
pass.
nice game. I didn't know
Yeah,
who he
no.
was. He wasn't on my
Yeah, I
radar.
don't think any of us did, but yeah.
I don't even know when he was drafted or whatever.
Fourth
but
round.
4th round?
Andy
Fourth
Reid
round, wow.
does. Andy Reid does.
Andy Reid behind that face shield, you know, he's
Surprising.
a mastermind, you know.
Face shield,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's another advantage. Mahomes might get better visibility, like drawing the plays on the fog of the face.
Yeah, if he
shield.
forgets.
I'm serious. Yeah.
This is stuff that people just don't think about, but that's why you listen to us.
But I've heard a lot of talk about the Ravens and even the Steelers like winning the Super Bowl because like Tom Brady left the AFC.
Who was telling this?
Maybe-
Mike Tomlin?
CVS. CVS. I'm not gonna
CVS,
name any
oh gosh.
names,
Okay.
but my guy at CVS is black. But I'm just gonna say I'd be very scared of the Chiefs right now. They kind of are starting to figure things out more than they already figured out. So
Yeah. So now we're gonna get into the week 1 predictions that we have.
Well, hold on. Before we do, we posted something on Instagram for a Q&A that we are gonna start doing every once in a while for the show. And if you have any questions that you want to ask us, make sure to go check out our Instagram at Trade Block Podcast, because we are going to be asking those maybe twice a month or whenever we want to get you guys involved in the podcast. And we had a question about Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and I think it's important to bring up because we were just talking about him and about his fantasy value. We kind of already went over it, but now I want to hear from Riley and Jake. Do you think that he is going to produce top 5 running back numbers this year, or is he going to bust at where some people took him?
I think that he's going to produce top 10 running back numbers. I think it really depends if Andy Reid was just doing this for a show, or maybe he was just going to do it for a show, then he's going to realize that, oh man, he's actually pretty good. So he starts playing. But, yeah, as Jake said, it's the Chiefs' offense. They can't guard everyone. And, honestly, Tyreek Hill is a scarier threat than Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Yeah, he's definitely going to bring back top 10 value, 110%. I think he's scary. He's a very good running back. I mean, even though it is the Chiefs' offense, he is a very good running back on himself. He'll definitely. I don't know. Maybe he'll be top 5. I don't think we're gonna see a Kareem Hunt type rookie season. I think he will be good. I think he'll be Kareem Hunt light, but he'll definitely be good. He'll definitely be good enough to. He's a must start every week, 100%.
Let me bring up a stat right now that you got to talk about when you're talking Clyde Edwards-Helaire. That's 9 times we've mentioned the Chiefs offense. He's talented. Like, it's not just the system. Like, he's very talented.
But you can't deny that.
Guy.
It's the Chiefs offense, though. I mean, it is.
That's 10.
You can't deny it. Guys. You can't deny it, though. Deny it.
I think
deny
he's going to get – I deny it.
Deny it.
He's in a good system, but he's a great running back, too. I think he would have done this stuff. I don't know if Houston drafted him. I don't know.
I don't think so.
Okay,
I think so.
All right.
Well, maybe not with that line, but you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like
not
an
because
average line, like the Jets. I think he would have done great on the Jets.
The Jets have a terrible offensive line. We'll get into that later.
Sure.
But something else that I
mean.
want to bring up. Yes. But we didn't see him that much in the receiving game,
That's
which
true.
is really
Very
interesting.
true.
But it's the Chiefs' offense. I thought it was the Chiefs' offense. And Mahomes throws in the Chiefs' offense.
or now he doesn't, I guess. Or he only
Yeah,
does
just run the ball.
or only
It
to
only
Sammy
makes it better.
Watkins. Only to
Only
Sammy
to
Watkins.
say, yeah. Sorry, Tyree fanboy.
Hot
But
take.
we didn't.
Patrick Mahomes
Yeah.
is now a game manager. I think his average
That's
depth of
okay.
completed passes was like 4.5 yards. Because like he had no reason to throw. Like they were blowing them out from like they were down like what 7-0 and that's it.
No.
Like it was over.
7-0. And then
Yeah.
it was,
He's kind of a game manager now.
No, but
Riley
we-
loves that take. Riley hates Mahomes, so he loves that take.
You know, I'm a home skeptic, but I will say this: he's
That's so
not
dumb.
a game manager yet.
You have experience with game manager, don't you, Patriots? fan?
As a Patriots fan, I know exactly what a game manager is, and I'm glad that we're in a new system. So yeah.
Can't
Now,
wait
if
to talk about
Benji will not interrupt me this time, we're going to get
Okay.
to Week 1
Okay.
NFL predictions. And Benji wants to talk so much, so let's start with Benji.
All right, so I'm just gonna go based off the list that I have in front of me right now, and the first game that we're gonna talk about is the Miami Dolphins going into Foxborough and playing the New England Patriots.
Should be
And-
an easy choice.
Well, I want to talk about it for a second because looking at the matchup, I was thinking, okay, Miami has always struggled with running quarterbacks, and this has been a problem for years. The thing is, I am a little worried for 2 reasons. I am worried that Cam Newton is not going to be as athletic at least week 1 because of the injury that he had last season. And I'm also worried that Bill Belichick is going to play a more conservative offense, as we've seen in the past, and have Cam Newton sit in the pocket, throw the ball. And I think we all know that I'm not super high on Cam Newton's arm talent, as I've talked about how he reminds me of how Lamar Jackson reminds me of Cam Newton and how I don't like Lamar's arm. But
Even though
I
it's
am
practically
worried.
perfect, but okay.
Okay, well, yeah, all right.
It's
If-
16-0 perfect according to
I
Riley.
would hope that it's
Literally
similar.
perfect.
I would hope that it's similar to Lamar, actually.
Yep,
So,
I know you do.
Continue.
But
Continue.
But if Cam Newton sits back in the pocket a lot and he doesn't use his legs as much, the secondary on the Dolphins is much improved. They have a top 10 secondary. They just signed Byron Jones as the highest paid cornerback in the league. Xavier Howard was a Pro Bowler before he got the injury bug last year. And the safeties, Bobby McCain and Eric Rowe, watching them last year, as soon as Eric Rowe moved to safety, he was great against tight ends. Bobby McCain has some range on him. I think that if they tend to throw the ball, if Cam Newton gets over 30 attempts, it could end up being a rough game. So I am going to pick the Dolphins in this one, not because obviously there is some bias, but I
yes.
genuinely think that if Cam Newton stays in the pocket, it's going to be a rough game for the Patriots week 1.
I will speak last.
I'll agree with some things. Pats don't have a lot of offensive talent. Damian Harris is injured. He's on IR. He's not going to play. He was supposed to be a really good rookie. He had a great camp. I was drafting him and hoping he would start week 1 against the Miami's shaky defense. I'll admit, they do have a very good secondary. Xavier Howard, Byron Jones, very solid secondary. And the Pats don't have a lot of offensive talent, which would all point to a Dolphins win. But there's one guy on the Patriots, and his name is Bill Belichick.
Julian Edelman. Okay.
Julian Edelman. Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. Sorry. No. Bill Belichick will figure it out. The defense will stop Ryan Fitzpatrick, who, we understand Fitzmagic. He could pull something off. But at the end of the day, I think I'm not going to touch on this too much. I'm going to let the Dolphins fans take care of this. But I think the Patriots will get the turn. They'll get Bill Belichick will figure it out.
Okay.
Can you guys answer a couple questions for me? We have actual people listening to this podcast, right? Like we have some fans, like actual people tuning. Mm-hmm. So, like, why are we talking about like Julian Edelman and the Dolphins safeties? Like, we actually have to be like presentable on this. You know that, right?
Okay. You're not going to insult Julian Edelman, but all right.
Right. First of all, steroids Edelman over there. I think you guys know him as Riley too, but like he's not what he once was. Okay, especially now with Cam throwing to him. I think Bill Belichick's gonna make Cam run though. Like I don't think that the Patriots have any sort of success if opposing defenses aren't like being respectful of Cam's running ability. If they're just like, oh, Belichick's not going to run him, and they're just going to like make him throw, then they're obviously not going to win anything. And I think Bill knows that, so I think he's going to make him like establish the run for the whole season early on, and I think that's going to create problems for that Miami defense. Like it's good, it's not great, and we know that. Like especially the run defense, it's good, not great. Michelle might have a good game against them. I don't know if there's any like pass catchers on the Patriots. I don't know. Last time I checked, there wasn't any. So
James White is his name.
Oh yeah, James White. Yeah, Rex Burkhead.
Rex Burkhead. Yep.
Yeah. Do they still have Amendola? No.
No, they don't. Yeah.
What about Antonio Brown?
Ooh, touchy subject. Well, here's what I will say. New England played Miami twice last year. One of them was a very decisive win, and one of them was a loss. But I want to talk about the loss because the win is obvious. The Patriots better. And so when they lost, I think a key thing to notice was Tom Brady threw 2 picks, one of which was a pick 6. And that ended up costing them the game. If he doesn't do that and they have another quarterback like Cam Newton, who I think is actually going to be really good. He's had like a whole year to, train and get ready and get used to the system. I think that they're just going to be able to beat the Dolphins because Bill Belichick knows how to win. They do have some offensive weapons. N'Keal Harry, actually, I think we could see some production. I know. He was kind of injured last season.
Good one, Riley.
All right. Julian Edelman, steroids Edelman. I love him so much. I think he's going to, put out great numbers. And overall, just easy Pats win.
It's crazy how Riley has gone from Tom Brady's #1 fan to Tom Brady's big
When
hater.
was I Tom Brady's #1
crazy.
fan?
When you were a Patriots fan.
I am a Patriots fan. I'm a Bill Belichick fan.
Okay.
When we used to call Tom a game manager, I would see you foaming at the mouth.
I want to bring up 2 points about what Riley just said. So you look at the game last year. First thing I want to talk about is I'm pretty sure I heard a stat the other day, according to Pro Football Focus, PFF, that Patriots receiving core last year was one of the worst receiving cores that they have graded in their entirety of doing that grading system. It was one of the worst. So I don't want to put that much slack on Tom Brady, all right? And the thing is, the Dolphins beat that team in December when it was snowing and there was fans there, when home field advantage for the Patriots should be at their peak. And the Patriots did not get better this offseason, and the Dolphins got a lot better this offseason. So I think that it is fair to say that it is going to be a close game. If you want to pick the Patriots, that's fine. I understand it. But I think that the Dolphins definitely can pull this one off because I don't see that much of a difference. I mean, Tom Brady was probably a bright spot in that offense because that receiving core was not very good. Riley's shaking his head right now. But okay.
I know Dolphins Patriots is important to us, but probably not.
Yeah,
to
we
we
probably should move on.
Yeah, we need to
That's
get
what I
going,
wanted to say about that.
I'm just gonna run through a couple of games that we think we all agree on. Bills Jets. I think we've all picked the Bills. We've all picked the Bills.
Yes, Bills.
I was about to kick you out of the meeting.
Yeah.
I picked the Jets.
Yes, of
But-
course.
What?
Jake's
But anyways, I picked the Jets. I mean,
Why?
For
No,
what?
wait, you're
Okay,
kidding,
all
right?
right. Listen.
I thought
Sam
it was a
Darnold's
joke.
still seeing
Sam-
ghosts.
Sam Darnold. Listen. I have the Bills winning the division. I think they will do better in the coming games, but I do think the Jets take it. They upset Sam Darnold has a big game. Okay, it's gonna happen. Anyways, go ahead, move on.
Okay. All right.
All right. Colts Jaguars. Please say that we all pick Colts.
Yeah, okay, that's it.
I don't want any
That's
Jake
fine.
surprises. this time.
DJ. No, I'm kidding. I hate DJ Shark. I hate DJ Shark. Go Colts.
Browns Ravens. I think we can all say Ravens unless someone has
Oh.
a.
No, I'm
You're
pretty
taking
sure
the
Jake.
Ravens? You're taking the Ravens?
I'm
You
pretty
have
sure
been
Jake
sleep-
said that he picked the Browns.
Jake has the
I
Browns
did.
going
That
16.
is my big
now.
upset of the week. I have the Browns over the Ravens.
I'm
What do you guys
taking.
think?
I'm taking the Browns too.
Really? Like
Look,
legitimately.
Look.
Oh,
Jarvis
third and
Landry,
six.
number 1 receiver. Odell Beckham Jr., number 2 receiver. It gets interesting. I don't know. No, but for real, they have a good system. They got Austin Hooper now, which is definitely an upgrade from Njoku. I think Baker Mayfield, I think he's like a new guy. I think he's energized now. But you could see him and Mitch Trubisky, I think, are gonna have good jumps from where they were last year. You know, they both kind of had good seasons. Then they were kind of the joke of the league, and I think they're both gonna have good comeback seasons.
That's fair.
And I'm still pretty scared of that Browns defense. I think it's still pretty good, honestly.
I don't know about
So, yeah.
Trubisky. I don't know about Trubisky, but I agree with you on Mayfield. I think he'll have a bounce back season. All the new weapons he's got, OBJ, Austin Hooper. Hooper. I think the Browns defense is scary. You know, they'll get it done. They'll surprise people week 1.
Did you just say what I said? But the
Yes.
same exact thing? Okay.
Yeah. No one got my
I think
joke.
they give the Ravens a wake up call week 1. Are you gonna say
Brown, Baker Mayfield. I'm sorry, but had Jarvis Landry, Odell Beckham Jr., and
They
Nick
hurt
Chubb last
Odell
year.
Beckham Jr. He was
wasn't that
hurt the entire.
wasn't
Yes,
that
he was.
hurt. He wasn't
Yes, he
that
was.
hurt. He was
Yes,
fine.
he was.
Is this Riley's
I've been right
medical
about
prediction?
injuries before. This is my injury prediction. Odell was faking it. All right.
MD Riley coming in here
MD
making his
This
predictions
is the clip we're
about
using.
people's legs healing. Okay.
So far, 1 for 1, 100%. This is a clear indication that I know what I'm talking
Okay.
about.
Okay, pre-med. All right.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You know.
But
yeah.
well, hold on. I want to say something because me and Riley were talking before we started recording, and when we were going over the schedule, I picked the Ravens. But I think I'm gonna switch it. I think I'm gonna join the majority
No,
here.
this is good. This is good. I want you guys
just
to have
spite
worse.
Riley. Just
I like
Yeah.
this because you
Oh,
guys are
let's
gonna
all go
have
Browns.
bad seasons. I know. I like this because you're gonna lose the dare at the end when you has the worst predictions. Because
Hey, don't you have the Seahawks
Browns.
going 16-0?
Yes, I with the
Okay,
margin of
case
error
closed.
too. So
Case
you know.
closed.
Yeah, but I think I was already on the fence about it, and I think that it's going to be an offensive battle. Slam the over on this one if you bet. But
Who's the better offense? Who's the better offense?
I
It's debatable.
Depends how you're.
It-
No, okay.
yeah.
This shouldn't be debatable.
No.
We're kidding.
But I think this
But-
Browns offensive line has been much improved, and I think we saw the Browns exploit the Ravens last year using the offensive line and the running game, and I think as I said before, the Ravens probably have trouble stopping really good, beefy running backs, and Nick Chubb is going to have another good game. And I think Odell Beckham Jr. being back at full health is going to help a lot. And I think we could see an upset here. So I'm gonna hit the Browns on this one.
I'm very excited to see the results of the game.
Do you say that the Ravens might have problems stopping good running backs? I think everyone's got problems stopping a good running back.
No way.
That's your hot take
The
this
Ravens.
season?
Well, no, but I mean, like the Buccaneers really good at stopping the run. I mean, that's what they do. Statistically, yeah. And I mean, hey, props to Todd Bowles for that last year, because that defense, I don't really like it that much, but they did a good job. I think that the Ravens are going to have problems this year with that, although they did beef up the line a little bit. You know, they got Calais Campbell. I just don't know how they're going to fare in this game. I think they might have some week 1 struggles. So,
All right, let's move on before
Chargers,
aneurysm.
Chargers, Bengals.
Oh.
Chargers.
Oh wait.
As much as I hate the Chargers, I'm gonna have to take them.
yeah, I'm picking the Chargers too.
Yeah.
There's
I
such a
picked
thing
the
as
back.
too many upsets.
I picked the Bengals. I picked the
No,
Bengals.
you didn't.
Jake, your bracket is going to be busted.
State your case.
Hey, all right,
State your
let's
case.
just-
Tomorrow.
Okay.
Joe
I wanna
Burrow,
hear it.
their offense. I mean, their offense against the Chargers defense without Derwin James, I think they'll have a great week. Joe Mixon's going to go off. I understand Joey Bosa, Melvin Ingram. They're more pass rushers. Joe Mixon will have a great game. Joe Burrow, in his first start in NFL career, he will get a dub. Okay, he'll get
This
it done.
isn't the NCAA.
Oh,
This is the NFL.
he will get
Quarterbacks
it
can't-
done.
Non-mobile
Trusting Joe.
quarterbacks can't carry. If you're not a mobile quarterback,
Whoa,
you cannot carry a
okay.
team.
What's
All I'm gonna say.
First
Tom
of all,
Brady
you were a
carried
fan
it
of
for the
Tom
last
Brady
decade.
for years.
He didn't carry the team. That's why. It was a
Second of
system
all,
team.
What are you
Patrick
talking
Mahomes.
about?
Defense.
Oh, no.
The defense.
Yes, he did.
No.
You think he carried the Patriots?
Just cut
Tom
that out.
Brady?
Yes, I do actually.
In many years that aren't last year, he carried the Patriots.
Oh,
All right, okay. Let's before we get too off track, let's just move on to the next game.
Titans, Broncos.
This one's a tough one. This
I
one's a
picked
very
Broncos.
This
close
one's
one.
close.
It
I
is
picked
close.
Titans. This one I could go
I'm taking the
either
Titans.
way. I picked the
Right.
Titans.
We're
Okay.
And I've been high on the Broncos a lot, and I'm going to continue to be high on them all this season. I drafted Drew Lock as my backup quarterback in 2 out of my 3 leagues. I'm very high on them. But the loss of Von Miller heading into this game, probably for the whole season,
Really
I
true.
think,
Really true. Yeah.
and
Justin
the
Fields.
Titans' gain of Jadeveon Clowney, I think it even stuff up a bit. And I think I'll take the semi-experienced Tannehill over Drew Lock. But you know what? I think
Definitely
Denver
can go
could
either way.
sneak into the playoffs this
Yeah.
season. So keep an eye out on them.
Well, we're split on that one. I have the Broncos. Just I honestly don't trust Ryan Tannehill. I feel like the Broncos are Vic Fangio is a really good defensive-minded coach. I think that they're going to be able to stack the box, stop Derrick Henry, and Tannehill is not going to be able to make all the throws. I mean, there's a reason why they didn't use him in the playoffs.
You're just a
And-
hurt Dolphins fan, man. Like, get over it. It was like years ago.
No, but if you look at the playoffs, he threw like 11 passes a game. They use Derrick Henry, and they lose Jack Conklin. That's definitely going to hurt a lot in their running game. I think that the Broncos have a good enough system that they're going to be able to plug the run and force Ryan Tannehill to use his arm. I think he might make some good throws. I mean, I know he's a good deep ball passer, but the consistency worries me a little bit, and I don't know if the pressure from the Broncos – they lose Von Miller, but they're getting Bradley Chubb back. That's a big thing. I just think that they'll be able to get it done.
I think it could definitely go either way, especially with Denver being at home. But I'll take the Titans. I definitely think it could go either way. Let's move on. Let's go to the other Monday night game. Pittsburgh versus New York. Steelers, Giants. This is a tough one. I picked the Steelers.
If Saquon has a great game, Daniel Jones is like a solid sophomore QB. Slade, Golden Tate, they all go off. Evan Ingram's a bright spot. And the defense, like, I feel like the defense hasn't been living up to their name. Like, I know they're bad, but, like, they can't be this bad. So I think they'll, like, step it up. And I think, like, Pittsburgh will only win.
I knew you could do that. I knew you could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but like a close game, really, Jake? Like this is a tough
Yes. Oh
decision
my
for you,
gosh.
really? Okay.
I picked the Steelers,
Mhm.
but I'm just saying, don't be
Yeah.
surprised if the Giants win it.
I
Yeah,
will be very
I'm
Don't be
picking the Giants
surprised.
in this game. I'm
Yes.
picking
Oh
the Giants.
boy.
I'll back you.
This is
Oh,
my upset of
boy.
the week, and I'm so proud to say that there's absolutely no reason why I should be picking the Giants. There's nothing on this team that makes me believe that they're going to beat the Steelers.
You
It's
just
just
think
a
it's
gut
luck.
feeling. I feel, yeah, it's just a gut
feeling.
feeling. I think Danny Dimes is going to go out there. He's going to have a decent
Danny
game.
Dimes.
And
When
Saquon
TJ
is going to have a
Watt-
pretty good game, too.
When TJ Watt makes Danny Dimes piss his pants, I'll text you. I'll shoot you a little quick text.
I'm looking forward to it. Hey, if I'm wrong, I wouldn't be surprised because I don't know why I had the Giants winning this. Just when I was looking at the schedule, I was like, all right, you know what? Sure, I'll pick the Giants. And I'm going to stick with it. I think that they can get it done. So
I
we'll see what
respect it.
happens. I don't know if it's going to happen, but this is going to be my biggest upset of the week because
Riley's
it
been
really
too
shouldn't
quiet. Riley's been too
Riley?
quiet. I'm scared.
I think Pittsburgh's going to win, but if James
God.
Conner doesn't play well, then they will not win. They need James Conner to play at least solid to get some points on the board. Because, I'm not that high on Ben Roethlisberger. I'm not also that high on Mason Rudolph.
Mason Garrett.
I almost said Mason Garrett. And I'm not that high on Steelers receivers. So I think James Conner needs to play well because the Giants are going to come at them with their offense. So, yeah. But I do think that James Conner is going to play semi-well. So that's why the Steelers are winning.
Okay.
And then the Raiders-Panthers. I have the
Raiders.
Yeah.
Raiders.
Do we all have the
Raiders.
Raiders?
I
Is
think
this the first one that we have a
easy.
consensus
Yes,
on? Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Raiders
I
to the
don't
playoffs?
have. I
Yeah,
don't have a
consensus.
crazy upset. I don't have a
Consensus
crazy upset.
on Raiders to the playoffs. Yeah. That's good to
Yes,
know.
Raiders to the playoffs. Exactly. Thank you guys for
Speak it into
appreciate that.
existence.
Okay. All right.
Seahawks Falcons. I think people know
Ooh.
my pick already.
Okay, yeah. Any Seahawks games this year, I mean, we already know who you picked.
Yep.
Yes.
Like, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
Upset of the week. This is mine.
I have the Falcons.
Interesting.
I have the Falcons.
I
I have the
have
Falcons going 2-0.
Really?
Like through the first 2 weeks. I have them beating Dallas week 2 also. We know Dallas drops this dumb game every year. Last year it was the Jets. This year it'll be Atlanta. And I think people start to get confident in Atlanta. They're like, oh, this is some new Atlanta. Hayden Hurst and Todd Gurley. And I think they I don't know. I think their defense gets motivated and then they just collapse and they don't even get close. They don't sniff the playoffs. But I have them beating Seattle and Dallas. So
I have the Seahawks winning, but I think this will be an extremely close game. I think Seahawks will pull it out last second. And even though Atlanta loses this game, they're still making the playoffs, 10-6. Okay, but okay, Andres, what are you gonna say?
I just threw up in my mouth. That's what I'm gonna say. I really. I was gonna say don't count out Matt Ryan and then Julio. Maybe
I have them
Julio
winning.
gets his scoring ability back. But 10 games.
I have them winning 4 straight after they lose week 1. I mean, look at the schedule: Dallas, Chicago, Green Bay, Carolina. That's 4 easy wins.
They could totally go
Green Bay.
2-3.
Those are
Green
three
Bay.
big defenses.
They don't beat Green Bay.
They do beat Green Bay. You
Three
will
big
see. You will
defenses in
see.
a row.
You have them beating Dallas. Dallas is not good.
And
Chicago
then
is
collapsing
terrible.
to
Chicago is
Chicago
horrible.
and the Packers.
Oh, great. Chicago is terrible. Green Bay is going to regress this
10-6.
season.
And we had the same picks all throughout this episode. Oh my god!
Yeah,
I
we
thought.
did.
Oh my god! Jeez.
Well,
Benji, what do you have?
I picked the Falcons. This offense was electric last year. That wasn't the problem. It was the defense. And they went 6-2 their last 8 games. They ended the season on a very big run. And I don't think that the secondary, even though they have Jamal Adams, I don't think that the cornerbacks are going to be able to handle Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley and Hayden Hurst. I think that Jamal Adams is going to be new in the system, might see some growing pains, and it's going to be a really big offensive game because the Seahawks have a really good offense too. But I think that Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley and Matt Ryan are going to be the people who are going to push this game over the edge for the Falcons.
Yeah, I think
So-
basically what you said, but the opposite. I think Russell Wilson and Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf are going to push this game in the opposite because and also the defense. That's why basically. It's short, it's simple, but that's what it is.
Yeah. Especially when the Seahawks try to establish the run with like 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Yeah,
Especially when they try to run it on the 1 yard line, as they've
Yeah.
always done.
All right, move on.
Can we all agree that Philly is gonna beat the football team?
Yes.
Well,
Yes,
I don't
we
know.
can.
I don't
Yes,
know.
we can. Wait, hold on. Let me see.
Yeah,
Riley,
we
I'm
know
going
what Riley's
0-16.
thinking.
Come on.
Put it away.
Anyways,
Put it away.
we all know.
Put it
We all
away.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know who Riley's
That's an easy
picking,
one.
and we know who Jake's picking. I'm picking the Eagles. I hope Andres picks the Eagles. So, besides that,
Chase Young, Dwayne Haskins.
Dwayne
Stop,
Haskins,
stop.
Scary Terry. No. I'm trying to talk myself
Okay.
into it. I can't.
Darius
Yeah,
Geis might get those charges cleared. So
Yes, guys.
you never know.
Okay, since you can have your medical predictions, I'll have my legal predictions. Darius Geis isn't playing a snap this season.
no.
There's way too much against him. He's not playing a snap.
They have him
I
on camera.
promise you. Maybe like Bill gets desperate and signs him, but it'll be too late. It'll be like week 17, and that won't matter for them because it'll be out already.
And Chicago against Detroit.
Ooh.
I have the Bears winning it just because they're
It's
a
the
little bit
toughest
better.
one to call for me this week
Really?
because
And
Kenny
pretty close.
Galladay might not play.
He's not gonna play. I don't think he's doubtful right now. So
If he was playing, I would totally pick the Lions.
Riley, what do you
But-
think? Is Kenny playing? Is Kenny G?
No,
playing?
I don't think he's playing. No.
Okay.
okay.
No, I
Thank you.
had him
Well, that
last year.
confirms
Slam it in the books.
Oh,
He's not
okay.
playing. He's
That
not
confirms
playing.
it.
Look, I had him last
I'll
year.
put him on a bench right now.
I had him last year. I'll tell you what. He just sometimes, if it says doubtful, he's just not going to play. Because
I had him last year, and he put up 25 on Thanksgiving, but alright.
yeah, well, he wasn't doubtful then, right?
No,
Yeah.
he was playing the Bears though.
True. They lost the game though. So.
I didn't actually know that Kenny G was doubtful. We've kind of had a love-hate relationship, so I'm not checking any of his stuff until week 2 when I'll watch every single snap he's ever played. But I'm still going to take Detroit over this. I have Detroit being a very good surprise team this season. I've kind of had them being a very good surprise team the last 3 seasons. Hey, they were one penalty away. They were one penalty away from beating the Packers, and I would have put them first in the division last year. But okay.
Mhm.
No,
I
I had
agree.
this team being a surprise good team.
I agree. I think Detroit wins it even without Kenny G. Marvin Jones will handle it. Kerryon Johnson. They'll get it done.
Danny Amendola.
Get it. Danny Amendola, exactly.
I agree with you guys. I think that the Lions are going to be able to get it done even without Kenny G. Mitch Trubisky, although I do think that he's going to be better, worries me. And I feel like this defense has seen regression over the past 2 years, and it's not what it was when they went 12-4. And I just think the Lions improved a lot. I mean, I don't remember exactly how many games it was, but they led a lot going into the fourth quarter, and it was just not being able to close out games. I think it's going to be a lot different this year. I think that they could go 500. If they win like half of the games where they were leading last year, they probably would have been 500 too. So that's what it came down to last year. I think that they're going to be able to get it done this week, and we're going to see a much improved team this year.
I mean, I just think it comes down to the coaching. Matt Patricia is proven himself time and time again to just be awful. And
Be a
so,
bozo.
yeah, he's just a bozo. So
To
that's why
provide a
they,
legal term.
yeah, that's why they can't close out games because he doesn't know how. To put it simply. So that's why I think Chicago's going to win. They just have a slightly better defense. They have a much better defense, and they have a slightly worse offense. And so I think just it averages out, and they just take it. So, yeah, bad game though. Don't watch this game. It's gonna be a bad game. That's my recommendation.
Yeah.
Unless you're a Lions fan, then watch it.
This is the garbage game of the week.
If you're a Lions fan, especially, do not watch the game.
Okay. All right,
um,
so we have 3 games left that are
3
all
games,
probably
okay.
going to be pretty decisive. The first
Ooh.
one is Tampa Bay at New Orleans.
New Orleans.
I'm taking New Orleans.
Are we all?
Is that a sweep? Is that a sweep?
Yeah.
I think it's a sweep.
Finally.
All right, there we go.
All right.
Amazing. That's our second sweep. It's
I
amazing.
guess we're not going to discuss that one then. The next two might be a little different. So I'm going to talk about the Cardinals 49ers. I think we know who I'm going with.
Yes.
So I won't talk about it. You guys can take it away here.
Yeah, don't talk about it.
All right, I'll start. I have the Cardinals. I have the
What?
Cardinals winning this game.
Let's
Okay.
go.
I am on Benji's side in this game. I have the Cardinals winning it. Do I have them solely because I needed my predictions to work out and I needed the San Francisco 49ers to be 10-6? Maybe. Maybe that's the reason. But there are some signs here, maybe the Cardinals get off to a hot start. Maybe Kyler Murray, does some things, behind the pocket, 5'10", don't worry. DeAndre Hopkins, I think he'll have a big game. Just watch out. Maybe an upset.
It kind of sounds like you're just making a joke here.
No, I'm not. Trust me. I actually did pick them. It's very surprisingly, but
No, it's not a joke. It's for real.
Riley, please talk some sense into it.
All right, look, San Francisco, I don't know why people are just saying that they're going to suck this year.
Thank you.
They didn't suck last year. They went to the
Preach.
Super Bowl last year. They had a
Amen.
great defense last year. They
Yes,
have
sir.
a lot of solid pieces that they still had from last year. And so, yeah, the Cardinals are a young team. They're looking to make some big plays, but I think they're just going to get stomped because right now, maybe if they played later in the season, I'd have like more of a even opinion on it. But like the first week, I think the 49ers experience and coaching is going to lead them to the dub and their awesome defense.
I don't know why everyone's building into like the 49ers are going to suck. Like I don't know why. Like I really don't. Like I still have them. I have them making the playoffs. I have the Seahawks winning the division, but I have them like being like a game behind or like 2 games behind the Seahawks. Like I don't have the Rams or the Cardinals making the playoffs. Like I don't know why everyone's like buying into that. Nothing about the Cardinals excites me. Like
I just
even
want to say,
go for it.
okay, thank you. I'm not a Cardinals believer. I'm just believing them for this one game. I don't think that
Because it fits your narrative.
I think
Jake's
the 49ers
agenda.
9-6, they get a wild card spot. I don't believe in the Cardinals. I just want to say that. I am on your side. I'm on Benji's side here.
Yeah,
But
okay. We don't play.
Week one. Things can happen. Upsets happen.
Okay, let me go back.
Um,
Nothing fascinates
wait,
me about
can I-
Arizona.
can I say
No, you can't.
I have the best argument. Okay? You want to hear me out?
Just all cutting off on this.
Nothing fascinates me about Arizona. Even D-Hop, which should fascinate me, he hasn't been
No,
able
this
to
isn't
learn
about
the
the Cardinals.
playbook.
This isn't about the Cardinals. This is about the 49ers.
Go for it.
I'm not going to
crazy,
make it. I already made my argument for them. So, you lose DeForest Buckner. I think Richard Sherman is going to see some regression. The wide receiver core is terrible right now. It looks like the Phillies wide receiver core last year.
Weren't you
It's
trying to-
terrible.
Weren't you trying to pitch to me that Brandon Ayuk, like, I should trade everything for him?
Yeah, because I want you to give me players in fantasy football. Not because I think he's good, but he might not play this week either. They lose Emmanuel Sanders. Debo Samuel's out. You lose your change of pace back in Matt Breida. Jimmy G, I don't know how good he's going to be this year. I'm very skeptical about him. I think that this team, if people don't know, I changed it this week. I had the 49ers going 9-7 and missing the playoffs.
Ooh.
Because not only that, but we've seen top defensive teams in years past regress heavily.
Chicago Bears.
Even going back to the Broncos in Super Bowl 50, they didn't make the playoffs. The Jags didn't make the playoffs. When they were really good, they went 12-4. The Bears didn't make the playoffs when they were 12-4. Offenses like the Chiefs are easier to sustain because they're harder to stop, but defenses are harder to keep intact, and I think that the 49ers are going to be another example of this. So that's why I have the Cardinals over the 49ers in this game and during the season.
You make some good predictions. 49ers all the way.
Yes.
Fair.
Yes.
Fine, we'll see.
All right. We have 2 more games. Or 1 more game?
One more.
Let's knock it
Yes.
out quickly.
I think
Okay.
I don't know. Did we talk about Vikings?
We didn't talk
Packers?
about Vikings.
Oh,
Yeah, we-
we didn't.
Yeah.
But
Vikings,
So do that,
Packers.
and then
I think
guess it's
that's-
Sunday night.
yeah. All
I
right.
have Vikings.
Vikings.
Packers.
Packers.
Nah.
Listen, I think Vikings easily to win this division. I think the Packers regress a lot. I think they go 8-8, tied with the Lions. But week 1, I think they can make an upset. I think Green Bay gets it done. Just week 1, though.
Yeah.
No. What's the last game?
Cowboys,
Sunday night.
Rams.
Cowboys, Rams.
Whoa, that's gonna be a good one. That'll be
Yeah.
an exciting game. Yeah, the Rams could no, the Cowboys. I'm taking the Cowboys to go to the Super Bowl. Like no way.
Okay, this guy. I forgot about that.
I have the Rams. in this game.
Cowboys.
Oh, really?
I have the
Yeah.
Cowboys, even though
you have Jared
I'm not supposed
Goff doing something. You have Jared Goff doing anything.
I just think that the Cowboys offense is going to struggle a little bit against the defense of the Rams. Because they just have, I mean,
Really?
Jalen Ramsey I do.
Really?
It's
Really?
the change of coaching is why I'm choosing the Cowboys because they were already a good team last year. They just had a bad coach.
I didn't know Jalen Ramsey was 3 guys that could cover 3 people. at
No,
the same
but
time.
it's not only about the defense. It's also because the Cowboys secondary is really rough right now. And you have a trio of Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, and the rookie Van Jefferson, who is apparently, according to camp, has been playing really well. So, and now I think not having Todd Gurley on the team can end up being beneficial because you can open up the run game a lot more and not have to worry about him and injuries and what he's going to do. I think Cam Akers is going to have a really good year. I just see the Rams taking this one.
This is going to be a good game. If you're going to watch one game, I know it's Sunday night, watch this game. This will be high offense, very fast pace. If you have fantasy players, start them. Michael Gallup, start him. Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp, Tyler Higbee, whoever you have in this game, start them.
I'm sorry, you're saying
Let
start
the Cowboys. Let the Cowboys win it. Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna bench him for
Sure.
Kenny Galladay.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I think we got through all the games, which is cool. And I think that we are going to wrap it up now. Football is tomorrow. So let's see how many of these predictions are actually going to come true. And we're going to talk about it on the next episode. And I can't wait to tell Riley that he's wrong about a ton of things. But we're going to be talking about it on our Instagram. You can follow us on our socials at Tradeblock Podcast on Instagram, Tradeblock Sport on Twitter. And, yeah, we'll catch you guys in the next episode. Oh, also, forgot. We just started posting on our new YouTube channel. So if you want to check us out there, we're going to be posting this episode on there. If you're on YouTube right now, hello. Subscribe and like the video if you're here.
Good point.
But, yes. But besides that, I think that's going to wrap it up.